Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and I've calmed down since yesterday, well, we're not going to talk about Mr. Smite until a bit later, I guess, well, yeah, soon. Anyways, I've calmed down since yesterday, and I have compiled a list of what I think will be the 5 most broken cards from the Deadmines for both Standard and WoW. We like to do this, make these predictions, and look absolutely stupid later and then make fun of ourselves later. It's a fun little cycle, so we'll give that, and you guys can give your opinion on what you think are the strongest cards for either format. Just comment below, as well as I have picked over here, I picked the 3 winners for the mini set giveaway. I will message them. I've messaged them already. If I don't hear back, I will pick more winners in the next like 24 hours. So stay tuned for that in case they don't respond. And we'll have more giveaways soon enough, I am sure. So if you want to get, you know, free dust with some of these cards that'll eventually get nerfed, maybe you'll get hooked up at some point. Anyways, let's take a look at what the most busted cards I think will be from the Deadmines for both Standard and Wild. So we'll start off at number 5 from Wild, what I think will be the most busted, and that's Moonlit Guidance. It's the Druid spell that 2 mana, you get to discover a copy of a, not just a spell. When I read this, I thought it was like Shadow Visions, but it's just a card from your deck. And if you play it, you get another, you basically draw the card from your deck. So it can be 2 mana draw 2. It can just be 2 mana, discover a card, whatever. And we've seen with like Shadow Visions in the past before, that's pretty good. But I feel like in Wild, where Alignment Druid is going to be a thing still to try and counter the quest decks that are going to be very real, especially with Warrior and Hunter, alignment can help counter that. And this can help you find your alignment more reliably. I think that's the main thing. You play this, you discover a card from your deck, you can find alignment, you can find summons, you can find overgrowth, you can find Anaconda if you're running that. There's a lot of potential for like tutoring what you need, because that deck needs very specific draw, and I feel like Moonlit Guidance could help with that. And also it's even can be okay post alignment as well to get, again, specific cards which you're looking for. So I think it fits in there. I think it'll be a relevant wild card and probably Standard too, but not as impactful as some of the other cards. In Standard at number 5, I'm going with Shadowblade Slinger. It's the Warlock card, 1 mana 2/1. Basically, it deals damage for the damage you've taken this turn to a minion. It's like the 1 mana pirate for Rogue, and it's just ridiculous removal. With just Raise Dead, it's 3 damage. You could play Raise Dead in this for 1 mana. It deals 3 to a minion. You have life tap. You have all these other damage effects. It's just really good, cheap removal. And we've seen how strong that can be. And Quest Hand Warlock is a top tier deck in Standard, and I think this can slot in there. I think it's a really good card. Would be in Wild if the Demon Seed possibly, you know, was a thing in Wild, but it's not. But I think Shadowblade Slinger is a card to look out for in Standard. At number 4 in Wild, we have Defias Leper. It's a 2 mana 3/2 pirate for Priest. You deal 2 damage if you're holding a shadow spell, and I would rate this card higher if I was a little less concerned about the reliability of having a shadow spell in your hand consistently, basically on curve, because the Shadow Priest in Wild is very, very aggressive. It needs this to go off on curve for it to be worth it. And you have like Shadow Visions, you have like Mind Blast, you have Raise Dead, you have quite a few shadow spells in that deck, but I don't know if it'll be consistent enough for Defias Leper to be worth it. But it is a pirate, it activates Patches, Ship's Cannon, Brigand, all cards that Priest runs right now, so look out for Defias Leper. Seems like it could be pretty insane in Wild. In Standard at number 4, I have Mr. Smite. 6 mana, 6/5 charge minion. I think this is going to be a staple. It's just good at being Quest Warrior, 100%. It gives them a finisher they don't have. You have to kill this. It's just crazy. And I could see it just being thrown into like a rogue deck potentially with Edwin, or just like any mid-range aggro-ish deck will run this because it's a 6 mana, 6/5 charge minion. I don't know. Did I say rush earlier? I'll have to check in editing, but it's got charge and it gives your pirates charge. You don't even need your other pirates to have charge for this to be good. Like, it's hard to find minion finishers these days, and hand buff Paladin can hand buff a bunch and play Conviction and hit it on Mr. Smite as well. Like, there are a ton of things you can do with this card that are broken and non-interactive, and I guess we needed more of that in Standard. So yeah, I think this card will be a major player in multiple decks, but I don't know. I put it at number 4 because reasons. Anyways, for wild at number 3, I'm gonna go with Brilliant Macaw. It's the parrot for Shaman. 3-mana 3/3. It repeats the last battle cry you played. It doesn't have to be in that turn. It's just as long as it's the last battle cry of that game, and just seems really good in like a Shudderwalk Shaman deck. Like Shudderwalk Shaman's kind of a relevant deck-ish, kind of, somewhat. It could tech out, and you just throw Brilliant Macaw in there. You get another, maybe a Reno Jackson, a Zephyrus. You can get another Instructor Fireheart. You can get another Grumble, Shudderwalk itself. Like, it could do a lot of crazy stuff, and there's a lot of really good battle cries in Wild. So I think Brilliant Macaw could slot in there and do some good stuff. In Standard at number 3, I'm going to go with another parrot, Sunwing Squawker. It's the 4-mana Paladin parrot that basically gets a spell cast on it that happened the last turn, and I think it's really good in Libram Paladin. Whether it's a Hand of Adal, Libram Wisdom, you can even greet it up with Libram of Hope. You even have Blessing of Authority. There's so many ridiculous buff spells that you can hit with it. Even if it's just a Hand of Adal. Think about that. It's a 4-mana 5/5 that drew a card. That's really good, right? Like, there's very little downside to this card. It's just a really, really solid card, and I can see Libram Paladin running it, and it's not like it's a bad deck at all, so I see it slotting in there pretty reliably. At number 2 in Wild, I'm gonna go with Mr. Smite. Some people are actually arguing it's too slow for Pirate Warrior because it's 6 mana. I'm sorry, when you have so many cheap pirates in Pirate Warrior, you have your Ankar going, you're gonna play this. You play this with any 1-drop. It's so much burst damage. And the one kind of weakness that Pirate Warrior has in Wild is burst damage. They do have the 4 shots from the Juggernaut happening, but it's not that fast. Well, Mr. Smite's a 6/5 that goes face no matter what, unless there's a taunt in the way, plus it can activate other stuff. And people run Leroy. I've seen Leroy being run in Pirate Quest Warrior. It's not exactly terrible. And I mean, yeah, it's 6 mana. I think the ultra late game strategy of Mr. Smite will be applicable in Wild. And this card just, I don't understand it. I still don't understand it, but hey, I don't have it at number 1. So at least it's not the most broken card, right? At number 2 for Standard, I have Need for Greed. It's the draw spell for Demon Hunter. OTK Demon Hunter is really good right now, and getting a 3-mana draw 3 seems good. It's just more redundancy in a deck that likes more redundancy in draw. And yeah, you draw the turn you draw it, it's 3 mana draw 3, and that's basically going to get you quest proc. And if you've drawn it from your quest proc, then it can be 2 mana draw 3. And actually, it doesn't work that way. It says it costs 3, so you can't discount this. That might be the one thing that holds this thing back, is that I believe it shouldn't be able to go below 3. But still, I think it'll be very relevant in OTK Demon Hunter. And when Skull of Gul'dan rotates, this card might take that spot in the long run too. So this card, not only does it have like implications right now, I think it's really strong, but down the road, I think it'll be a very relevant card, definitely especially after Skull rotates. At number 1 for Wild, I'm gonna go with Defias Cannoneer, another pirate for Warrior. It's a 3/3 that deals 4 damage when you swing, and you have cards like N'Zoth's First Mate. You have Ankar, which you're going to curve into. This is going to deal 4 minimum. You all know how powerful a ship's cannon is on its own. And that's just 1 2-shot cannon. Like, this card's crazy. It's going to be auto-include. It gives more burst damage to Pirate Warrior, gives more board control to Pirate Warrior. And if you don't kill it, it's just going to get more snowball effect. It's just, this card's crazy. It's like, I feel like Mr. Smite has this tiniest chance of not being that good. By the way, I was right about Scabs. I could never be wrong about Mr. Smite. But regardless, Defias Cannoneer, this thing is ridiculous Pirate Warrior card. And even though Mr. Smite's neutral, I just feel Defias is going to be like auto-include in arguably the best deck in Wild, which is going to be Pirate Warrior, as it's already kind of Pirate Warrior as it is. So look out for that. And the number 1 in Standard, I'm going to go Druid of the Reef. The choose 1 Druid card. It's either a 1-mana 1/3 taunt or a 3/1 with Rush. Aggro Druid's like one of the best decks in Standard right now. It's incredibly good, and this 1-drop is busted. It's there was like that card from Witchwood. It was a 3-mana 4/2 or 2/4. I'll put a picture of it or whatever. And this is 1 mana, so for a third of the cost, you're getting half the stats. I mean, that's pretty basic math. It's probably going to be pretty good. And again, it has taunt, it has synergy with everything going on in Aggro Druid. Like, why would you not auto-include this in any aggressive archetype? It's just crazy. The only reason you don't run this is if you're playing a spell-heavy deck like Alignment Druid, which is, fallen out of favor somewhat. And yeah, Druid of the Reef is absolutely nuts. So there you go. Those are my top cards picks for what's most busted. You can tell it's all aggro, it's all quest stuff. If you're looking for longer games and you're not loving this meta, I think it might be joining me in the arena, because I'm probably going to be heading to dual class arena pretty quick. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I love the meta. Maybe it's something, it just surprises me. I'm wrong like I always am, and it's amazing, and I love it. And I praise Blizzard tomorrow in our day one review video, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, what your picks are and all that. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. And stay salty, my friends.